Hello everyone, we are team number 3 and I am the first presenter, 조영준. Various construction works were carried out during the actual construction period of Lotte Tower for 7 years. Various construction techniques and methods were applied for each construction. Behind the successful application of these efficient construction technologies is meticulous safety management. Therefore, let's look at what safety systems have been introduced along with this overall construction. Then let's find out about the risk of building Lotte Tower before we check the system. The construction process of all buildings is accompanied by hazards. However, in the case of skyscraper, the height makes the risk factor more prominent than that of ordinary buildings. It is essential to introduce safeguards to prevent or reduce wind-induced effects on the work, especially since it is subject to a lot of wind. In addition, the most likely safety disaster to be caused by this skyscraper is falling. Therefore, the most elaborate safety measures were needed. Moreover, when the Lotte Tower was under construction, the next Lotte World Mall was already completed. More safety was required to prevent material falling into adjacent buildings. Therefore, the safety measures applied to Lotte Tower are as follows. We divided these elements into interior work safety system, exterior work safety system, and general work safety system. And for each system, we decided to talk about the safety aspects of the protection screen system and ACS in safety aspects, and the safety measures applied to the protection deck and tower crane. First, let's talk about protection screen system. As mentioned earlier, high-rise work is greatly affected by the wind. This has a direct effect on safety and work efficiency. In a typical building, safety is ensured through guardrail and safety covers when such a type of work is done. However, the work of skyscrapers is much more affected by wind than by ordinary buildings, and it's inefficient to cover the entire tall building, but it is inefficient because it has to be hand installed and dismantled to cover only part of it. Protection screen addresses this inefficiency. Basically, it acts as a shield for workers working around the building's inner slab and slab. In addition, the protective barrier automatically rises when the layer of work is changed using a hydraulic system such as ACS, so there is no need to install or dismantle the safety structure. Through this, the efficiency and safety of the work inside the high-rise building can be enhanced simultaneously. This is the first system applied at a domestic construction site. Then let's find out the principle of this system. The system is configured as follows. The system covers the basic three floors. The top and bottom floors are support floor. and the anchors are located that secure the protection screen to the slab. A hydraulic cylinder is installed in the middle floor, which allows the protection screen to move the work lever on its own without any separate installation or dismantling. Think of it as the one used in the ACS. And this whole system is wrapped in polycarbonate innerly, which has waterproof and windproof effects so that internal workers are not affected by the external climate. This is a video showing the mechanism of operation.
After mount the top floor supports, they attach hydraulic cylinders and dismount the bottom floor supports, mount the edge protection system, and open the flaps and raise the protection screen step by step to the next casting section. And they reposit further units.
It is a video that shows that this system is applied from the perspective of actual workers. As you can see, it is easily blocked on all sides and it can increase both workability and safety at the same time. But the system needed some kind of transformation. As Lotte Tower has an atypical structure, the structure becomes narrower as it goes up to the top. However, the basic form of this system is mainly used in fixed buildings, and the screen itself is fixed. As you go up, you can't fix it on the wall. Therefore, the protection screen was set up to adjust according to the displacement, just as the ACS automatically adjusts the deformation of the framework. This is actually a protection screen applied to Lotte Tower.
Next, we'll talk about ACS in safety aspects. As previously explained, the ACS is a very efficient system foam in which the foam needed for external framing operations moves on its own without a separate tower crane. This system foam can increase the efficiency of the work and ensure safety at the same time. When working outside typical building, scaffoldings must be installed directly and workers work by hanging wires on this scaffold. Also, workers should install cover all outside of the work. But the higher you go up, the more the wind and the climate you get. It is also dangerous and inefficient to cover the entire temporary building with scaffolding. However, ACS is created only on the floor where the work is done, and no additional construction is required except for the initial installation. Also, if a vertical cover is installed on the ACS for the first time, it rises to the work floor in that state, so there is no need to install a separate cover. In other words, the ACS is very good not only for having the efficiency of the external framework, but also for safety. This is a picture of ACS working at Lotte Tower. As you can see, the entire ACS is covered by a vertical cover and goes up to this state, so it is safe and efficient because additional scaffolding and vertical cover need not to be installed. This feature applies not only to the ACS, but also to the entire system foam, such as gang foam, which is commonly applied at apartment sites. Therefore, it can be seen that the system foam is also effective in terms of safety in the work of high-rise buildings. Lastly, let's look at some of the general safety systems applied throughout the construction. If you're not satisfied with the previous safety facilities and the drop occurs, the protection deck is a facility that can fully protect customers who use low-rise buildings. Lotte Tower has a total of 3 protective decks installed. The first is the Avenue Protection Deck, and the second is the North Sunken Protection Deck, and the last is the South Protection Deck. Among them, South Deck set up a double protection zone as it was expected to have many of its protection targets: shoppers, passers-by, and major vehicles. After the construction, the temporary protection deck was dismantled, and a 6-meter high safety fence was installed in the construction area on the north and east side. In addition, a security gate was created at the entrance of the site to prevent customers from entering the construction site due to their mistake, so that only construction officials could enter. For the last, Lotte Tower's tower crane has a hazard warning sensor to prevent danger by sounding a warning sound when the tower crane approaches the upper part of avenue outside its rotating radius. During the previous presentation, if we were talking about various efficient technologies, this time we focused on how workers could be safe in the site, which could be most important thing in the construction. Thank you for listening.